Aion Classic is a MMORPG which was released recently in Western regions. And for today's video, I have prepared for you a guide, so you'll be able to understand all the main in-game features clearly, and on that way, you'll be able to dive easier into this beautiful game. Before we start, let me just say, subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more Aion Classic videos in the future. Okay, let's start with basics. Aion Classic is a holy trinity kind of game, in which you can pick to play between 8 playable classes, without any gender lock. Classes of Aion Classic are Templar, main tank of the game, Gladiator, melee DPS class, Ranger, ranged physical damage class, Assassin, melee DPS class, Sorcerer, ranged magical damage class, Spirit Master, also ranged magical damage class, Cleric, main healing class, and Chanter, support and healing class. There are 4 types of armor in the game: plate, chain, leather, and cloth, and specific classes can wear specific kind of armor. Game also features huge diversity of weapons and shields, including daggers, swords, polearms, maces, spellbooks, orbs, staffs, and much more. So, as you can see already on the start, if you like to play MMORPGs, I am sure that in Aion Classic you'll be able to find very easily class which fits your gameplay style. If you want to hear more information about each class, check video on my YouTube channel with title How to Pick Your Class, where you will find all the details regarding gameplay and gear for each class. It's also important to say that on the start of the game you can choose between 2 factions, Asmo or Elyos, and by making that decision you'll play on different starting maps. But now let's jump into the game so I can show you main in-game features of Aion Classic. As you can see, I'm here in the game on my Chanter character, so let's talk about actual gameplay. First, let's talk about how are you moving with your character in this game. Like in many other MMORPGs, you are basically using WASD keys on your keyboard. However, you have also option click to move, so you can basically also use your mouse. Regarding gameplay settings, before you start to level up your character, it's really important to set up correctly your gameplay settings. So how do you do that? You press O on your keyboard and then you have this menu in front of you, and I have actually made a dedicated video like a few weeks back how to set up your gameplay settings. That's really important, so check that video because it's like a 20 minutes long video. However, like I said, check that video because it's really important to set up your gameplay settings on correct way. On that way, gameplay will be much easier for you. Okay, so you have set up your gameplay settings, you have your character in front of you. Now it's time to level up your character. So regarding the leveling in Aion Classic, it's actually pretty straightforward. You have 2 kind of quests. Actually, there are 3 kind of quests, but for you, important quests are: I will press J on my keyboard, and here you will see campaign quests, which are yellow kind of quests. So on the map, after you open a map of the area where you are, you can check, you can find a different kind of quests. Here you can see only these green ones. Green quests are side quests, but also you will need them, right? So you are leveling up by finishing yellow quests, which are main storyline quests, and green quests, which are side quests. And whichever quest you see, take it, right? You will need it because quests will not be enough. You, at some point in time, you will also need to grind a little bit, but just a little bit. It's not a huge grinding, nothing like that. Usually yellow quests, green quests, a little bit of blue quests. Blue quests are another story. That would be some kind of important quests, but there is not many of blue quests. And regarding the leveling, it's important to say that you cannot rush. You will not make it to the maximum level within just a day or 2. It will take like a few weeks, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But anyway, just enjoy the gameplay, enjoy in that process of leveling, because in these early days of Aion, Aion 1.0 patch note, Aion 1.2, Aion 1.5, you have nothing too much to do in the end game anyway. Let's be honest here, because these early patch notes end game is not so rich with content. In later patch notes, many new things will be added to the game, and then you will have lots of things to do. However, right now at this point, just enjoy in this leveling process. And regarding leveling, for tomorrow I am preparing a guide how to level up faster and easier. Check that guide if you're interested into leveling your character to maximum level, because it's a longer story. I cannot put that in like 5 minutes time. It requires like 10 minutes, 15 minutes video for sure. So check my video from tomorrow on my YouTube channel. You'll see guide how to level up faster and easier. Let's talk about another topic. This is really important, and that are skills. So how do you acquire skills in Aion Classic? Well, pretty simple. When you level up your character, with each level you are earning some Kinah. Kinah is in-game currency of Aion Classic. And with Kinah, you are able to buy Skillbooks. So different NPCs in the main cities, I will just visit this one for example now, you can here, as you can see, buy skill manual. So different classes have different NPCs. Don't worry about that, you will find it easily, because that yellow quests are leading you, basically that storyline is leading you to that NPCs. When you level up your character, you are able to buy better and better skill books. So for example, as you can see here, let's click on Chanter. I can already buy all of these skill books. These are lower level. Let's check, for example, this one I can buy. Next skill book, I think it's on level 22, which I need to buy. Here it is, for example, right? So I didn't buy Healing Light 3 because currently I am level 21. When I reach level 22, I will buy this skill book. And skill books are really cheap, they're not expensive. And after you buy a skill book, you have it in your inventory, double click on it, and you acquire specific skill. The higher level you are, you get better skill books. And of course, better skills. And when you double click on that skill book, you need to, after that, you need to press K on your keyboard, and you'll have this menu in front of you. So this menu, you can actually see all of your skills. And then you simply can put any of these skills, just transfer here on your skill bar. Easily like that. With a left mouse click, as you can see, I'm just randomly now putting skills here on my skill bar, but you can pick any of these skills which you have activate by buying that skill books and put here on the skill bar. Simple as that. The higher level you are, like I said, skills are also becoming better, whichever class you play. When we talk about skills, it's important also to mention stigmas and stigma skills. So what are stigmas? Let me show you here. Let me press P on my keyboard. You will have this menu in front of you. This is like main profile, and click here on Stigma. You will see this. So there are certain amount of Stigma slots where you putting inside Stigma stones. Stigma stones you acquire on few different ways. You can get some Stigma stones while you level up your character with a main storyline quest, and also later you can buy actually from NPCs, same like you are buying skill books, you also buy Stigmas. When you buy Stigma, you put Stigma in these Stigma slots, and after that you acquire Stigma skills. Stigma skills are usually very powerful and useful skills. So you will need them, doesn't matter which class you play. For every class there are different kind of stigmas and different kind of stigma skills. You will need to use them. There is also very useful tool, Stigma Calculator, because there is a different combination of let's say setups of stigmas. So there are DPS stigmas, healing stigmas, support stigmas, which you can play basically not on every class, but on the most classes, yes. So there is also Stigma Calculator, and that calculator you use for each class to calculate actually which kind of Stigma setup you want to use specifically to fit your gameplay style. You can check that Stigma calculator in video from like 2 days on my YouTube channel because it's really interesting tool actually, and you can see Stigmas for all classes. You can even check before you pick your class some very powerful Stigma skills. So Stigmas are really important and you will use them a lot. Another thing which I want to talk with you about is PvP. So in Aion you'll be able to play both PvP and PvE. But I think, in my opinion, Aion is more PvP game than PvE game. However, you'll be able to enjoy also in lots of dungeons if you like to play PvE. Groups in Aion are formed of maximum of 6 players and alliances are formed of maximum of 24 players. And like I said like few minutes back, with Aion 1.0, 1.2, there is not much endgame content, right? But in the future, you'll be able to enjoy in lots of different kind of PvP dungeons, PvE dungeons, for groups, for allies, huge amount of PvP content, including open world PvP, arenas, sieges, many other things. Okay, so I can mention now sieges. Yes, Aion have sieges. Actually, sieges in Aion are really amazing. I remember sieges like 500 versus 500 people. Then you know what I mean. It's something really beautiful. It's one of the best, I would say, features of this MMORPG. And like any good MMORPG, like I said, this amount of content regarding PvP, PvE and sieges is really huge. You can check siege schedule already on my YouTube channel. They have announced publicly NC a siege schedule for Aion Classic. Sieges in Croatan, Kaisis, Miren are already up, and it's something really amazing. If you like to play MMORPGs, I must highly recommend to you to try to play sieges in Aion. Also, another thing which I need to say, it's very important after you have started to play the game. If you are a new player, it would be very good for you to join a guild. So guilds in Aion are called legions. I will show you here. If I press a G on my keyboard, I have already joined to one of the legions. I mean, on the start, it doesn't matter that much which legion, which guild will you join. It's important to join. Why? Well, there are 2 reasons. First reason, well, this is MMORPG game. You will need people to play with very, very different kind of things, from PvP dungeons, PvE dungeons, sieges. You will need other players, right? To group up, to go somewhere to play something. And it will be easier for you, much easier, if you are a member of some guild, to find people for PvP and PvE to play. Second reason, also very important, Aion is a really big, huge MMORPG game with lots of kind of different content. So you will need to learn about many things in game. And also you will need to hear, to listen what is happening regarding different kind of events. And it's always very useful to be member of some guild, because people usually talk on Legion chat what is happening in the game. You know, you need to go here, you need to go there. So join some guild. And later, if you see that people in that guild are actually not suited for you, if you don't like environment, well, you can always leave and join some other guild. However, if you are a new player, like I said, I highly recommend to you, you don't need to join some guild instantly when you start to play the game, but after a while, join some guild, join some legion, just to communicate with other players, to learn more about the game and to find out what is actually happening in the game regarding different kind of events and things. Communicate with people, yeah, this is really important part of any MMORPG game, especially in Aion Classic. Another thing which I have here on the list, which I want to talk with you about, are pots and scrolls. So potions and scrolls. Here on my skill bar, you have probably noticed I have some scrolls. Let me open my inventory. So in this game, you use potions and scrolls. Potions you use to increase your mana or your health. And scrolls you can use for different kind of things, from increasing your casting speed, increasing your attack speed, increasing your flight speed, running speed, many different kind of things. So potions and scrolls are really important part of this game, and actually by crafting, by making scrolls and potions, you can start to earn Kinah. Kinah is in-game currency. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And how do you trade with other players in this game? Well, there are few ways. First way would be to open your private shop. Where I'm standing right now, I can open a private shop, put some items inside, and players who are running around me will notice that I'm selling something. They will just come here and buy things. Second option, which most of the people use, is to use broker. So you can register different kind of items to sell on broker. You can also buy items from broker. I'm just moving over there on broker to show it. While I move over there, I want to mention here in my left upper corner, you can see Siels Aura. Yeah, this is a thing which you will need to pay if you want to have 24 hours per day. Check this. These people are using private shops. This is some Kinah seller. Let's not come here. These are people selling candies. Let's check here. So this guy or girl is selling some candies. You can buy directly from them. Another option is to go to broker. I will continue to talk about Siels Aura a little bit later. I just want to show you broker. Every faction have this broker thing, so you can come here to broker. You can buy different kind of things. Let me show you, for example, as you can see, Stigma shards, food, potion, scroll. You can buy or sell armor, weapon, all kind of different things. Not everything is tradable. That is important to say, right? But most of the things in these early days of Aion are actually tradable. So you can sell and buy many things, and on this way you can actually earn Kinah. So you can buy weapons, sell weapons, armor, accessories, skill related things. I can show you here, like Stigmas, even Skillbooks. You can trade, buy and sell. Of course, when you sell and buy on broker, you will need to pay certain amount of money as a fee. If you buy or sell with a private shop, then you don't need to pay that fee. Regarding the Siels Aura, I have to mention this because this is important. So Aion Classic is released as a free-to-play game in North America, and every day you will have 1 hour completely for free this Siels Aura. After that 1 hour per day, that Siels Aura will disappear, and you will need to pay $15 per month if you want to have 24 hours per day this Siels Aura. Is this important? Well, it is. Without Siels Aura, you have experience gain reduced from 100% to 50%. Also, you have a limit on item drops, Kinah drops, Abyss points drops, so many things are basically limited for you. So that means if you are a casual player, then this Siels Aura doesn't have to be necessarily important for you. However, if you want to play on competitive way, yes, you will need to pay $15 per month to have this Siels Aura, because you will not get enough Abyss points, you will not get enough Kinah, you will not get anything enough in the game. So you will need this Siels Aura. Like any other serious MMORPG, in Aion you will also find lots of professions. Let me show you here. If I press K, I want to show you, for example, here you can go into essence tapping. That is actually gathering of different kind of items, and ether tapping. Both of these are very useful. I will make dedicated guides for sure in the future. Actually, I have already made in the past some guides regarding gathering. Well, gathering system is really important. And if you start early with this leveling up your gathering and item tapping, then you will have advantage a little bit later in the game, because whichever materials you are gathering over there in the open world, you can sell. And you can also use that materials later for yourself for some kind of profession. Maybe you want to go into crafting or alchemy or armor smith or weaponsmith. There are many things, many life skills which you can develop in Aion, and on that way you can craft many useful items for yourself, and also you can craft many items and then sell at broker to earn Kinah, in-game currency, right? So there are professions, there are many interesting things to develop in Aion Classic. I will talk about that in some dedicated videos in the future, but just to let you know. Regarding the in-game currency, I have already mentioned a few times now in game when I was talking, right? As you can see, I have here 355,000 Kinah currently. Kinah is in-game currency, and like in any other MMORPG game, in-game currency is very important to be able to buy yourself many useful items and to make your character stronger. How to earn Kinah? Well, this is not a short story. It can be done on free-to-play way. You don't need to invest real money. However, it will require from you lots of time and effort. And I am preparing, actually, let's say in the 4 days from now, I am preparing dedicated video, specific video, how to earn Kinah in Aion. So check that video on my YouTube channel. I have actually made like 10 videos already during the last 5 years, how to earn Kinah for specific patch notes, for specific updates of Aion when it was required. And now with the release of Aion Classic, I see there is a need again to make another new video, how to earn Kinah in Aion Classic Patch Note 1.0, 1.2. So if you're interested into that, how to earn this in-game currency Kinah, check my video, which I will publish in like 3, 4, 5 days maximum from now. Like I said, it's not easy. However, it can be done on free-to-play way. I have done it many times, but it requires from you lots of time and effort. But it can be done. And on the end of this video, I want to mention something really important, and that is combat. One of the best features of this game, this is old MMORPG, which was released recently, new version of this game, let's say, was released recently in the West. One of the best in-game features of this game is combat. So I have already mentioned, in this game you can PvP in open world, you will have PvP dungeons, you will have arenas, you will have sieges, many kind of ways to play PvP. And duels are also here, I forget to mention. Right now, when I'm standing, I can invite somebody to duel with him and I can play PvP, right? This game have really amazing combat. Combat is fast, fluid, but then again, not too fast. You can control your character almost perfectly. And I have played many new MMORPGs within the last few years and many other old MMORPGs. And when I compare combat from Aion with other, like I said, many new MMORPGs, this combat is something amazing. And what I mean by that, well, I can describe to you, like I said, that combat is fast, fluid, really amazing, responsive, but you need to try it for yourself. When you try it, you will know what I mean. When you compare, like I said, with other MMORPGs, combat in Aion feels amazing. And not only in PvP, also in PvE dungeons, when you fight against some bosses, mobs, you can feel that publisher of the game and developers of the game have really made a good work, good job regarding development and how they have made combat. So that's it for today's video. I have went throughout some main features, main things about Aion Classic. I mean, there is so many things to say. Probably I would need to make like video which lasts 5 hours to talk about everything in details. That's why you can check on my YouTube channel dedicated videos regarding each one of these topics, right? So how to earn Kinah, how to level up, skills for each classes, PvP, PvE, sieges, crafting. There is so many interesting features of this game. I didn't even mention today housing. Yes, Aion also have housing system, which is also beautiful, absolutely amazing. Different kind of maps. I didn't mention character creation. Different kind of skins are really beautiful in Aion. This is not one of the most beautiful for sure, but later in the game you have really beautiful cosmetics for your characters and ways to how to decorate your characters. So there is so many things to talk about, but in generally I want to talk about today just some basics so you understand some basic systems about Aion Classic. And check my YouTube channel. I have dedicated videos, guides for new players where I talk about specific in-game system in each video, and on that way you can even understand better what is happening with different kind of in-game systems. So let me know in the comments below video if you didn't play Aion before, will you try to play this MMORPG game? If you are already playing Aion Classic in North America, let me know how does it feel for you, do you like it or not, because it's now like just 1 week after release in North America. I am playing Aion Classic in Korea for a longer time, but I want to know, let me know in the comments below video, how does it feel for you, this let's say old new version of MMORPG game. How does it feel gameplay here in North America 1 week after release of the game? Thank you for watching the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more Aion Classic videos in the future. See you soon.